here he comes. So Ben came to Vermont to work at Oliver's farm, and he's a wonderful, just the way at the Wilburton Inn, we have guests who come back and back and back again. We have people who come on Oliver's farm over and over again. So Ben. All right, are you ready? Oh, it's fine.
Okay.
Perfect. Then are we in tune together? So, welcome to the Wilburton Inn. I'm Melissa Levis, and I am the innkeeper's daughter, though at this tender age, I'm also one of the family innkeepers. And long before we were like the Von Trapps and singing Vermont family innkeepers, we had a living room where we would always put on shows at home. My parents were from Connecticut originally, but they bought a house in Manchester in 1972, long before there was internet and HBO, and so for fun, we used to put on shows in the living room. And so now that we have been at the Wilburton, this living room has been the place of so many theatrical murder mysteries and Downton Abbey parties and concerts and plays, and I'm so happy to bring a cabaret to you, because what good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the naughty songs play. So people always say, why did you become innkeepers? And I wrote a song to explain it. But before I was a singing innkeeper, I was a children's rock star. So inspired by years and years of Itsy Bitsy Spider and Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes, I learned that the more you use your hands and have audience participation, the more fun everybody has. So take out your hands, I'm going to teach you the choreography. Are you ready? We say, welcome in to the Wilburton. Oh, you're so good. And now we shimmy. Say, fun begins at the Wilburton. Say, magically guests feel like kin. Sway, sway at the Wilburton Inn. Now, I'm swaying with two imaginary friends around me, but if you're sitting next to someone you love, you can put your arm around them when you sway. Let's do it one more time. Are you ready? Say, welcome in to the Wilburton. And now we shimmy. Fun begins at the Wilburton. Say, magically guests feel like kin. Sway at the Wilburton Inn. All right, now my friend Josh is here. Josh, will you do the honors to film everybody dancing along? Come over here so you can see how adorable they are. Are you ready? So Melissa, why did your family become innkeepers? Hark, the famous question, and the answer. Our dad is a psychiatrist, Mom is a late sleeper. Never in a million years did they dream they'd be an innkeeper. But the night our dad turned 50, they dined at the Wilburton. Mom fell in the soup as Dad said with a whoop, Eureka, let's buy this inn. They didn't buy it to run it like a Hyatt. It's more than wealth. We're Vermonters and our mantras, be yourself. 'Cause Dad has got his art collection and Mama has her chart. One brother has his PhD, the other has a farm. And my sister writes a play for guests to act on the lawn. And I will write a song or two. Now you can sing along. Are you ready? So welcome in to the Wilburton. Fun begins at the Wilburton. Magically guests feel like kin. Sway at the Wilburton Inn. La 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 la. You can sing that part. La 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 la. No other inn is quite like ours, except Our grandsons are the bus boys, and we're so thrilled we got them. Like 12 thrones on Olympus, we are 3 generations, inviting you to celebrate great Vermont vacations. Everybody clap your hands. We didn't buy it, we won it like a Hyatt. It's more than ground. We're Vermonters and our mantras, be yourself. 'Cause Daddy's got his art collection, Mama has her charm. One brother has his PhD and the other has a farm. And my sister writes out play for guests to act on the Lord. And I will write a song or two, and you can sing and dance along. So, audience participation, breaking the fourth wall. And welcome in to the Wilburton. Fun begins at the Wilburton. Magically guests feel like kids sway at the Wilburton. La 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 la. We're a family in la 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 la. So welcome in. Yay! Welcome to the Wilburton. So tonight I will take you on my journey of 1 year and 50 blind dates. But it didn't start that way. Our parents bought the inn when I was 18, and I never in a million years thought I would come home and be an innkeeper. When I graduated from Brown, I lived in New York City for 1 year, and then I set off to Europe with my guitar, $300, and my very first power book that Mac ever made. It weighed about 15 pounds, and I schlepped it from Prague to Budapest to Berlin, where I ended up in Rome. I wanted to be discovered as the young American girl. And so the first thing I did when I got to Rome was check my bags at the station and go right to the places and the landmarks I had studied in art history class. And this is a true story. I was drinking Schweppes on the Spanish steps when this fella said, "Ciao, Bella." I was warned back when, careful of Italian men, but I was alone, and when in Rome, so I was naughty, and let him buy me gelati, and take me to Trevi Fountain, where everyone was laughing and shouting, and by the forum, I started to adore him, 'cause at the Colosseum, we carpe diem, my day with Enzo. Whoa, 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 whoa. My day with Enzo in Rome. We drank some wine by the Palatine. He picked me a daisy as we strolled through Villa Borghese, and then I thought, Mamma mia, he's getting romantic. Because in Gucci, Enzo tried to smooch me. He said, "Amore, nel mio cuore, signorina la più bella donna, sei tu." He said, "Love is in my heart, signorina, the most beautiful woman is you." He drove me home
Great.
From Italy, I went to Barcelona. And from Barcelona, I went to Seville and Valencia. And I ended up on the continent of Europe as far as you could go on the coast of Portugal before you fall into the sea. And there, on a February day, while the almond trees were in bloom, I called my mother from a payphone, and they still had payphones. And this is what I said. True story. Hi, Mom, it's me. I fell in love again. Don't laugh, please wait. He's very sweet. And if you meet, you'll say he's great. What does he do? Well, he makes shoes and sells them in the streets. He said to ask when you call, what size are your feet? That's just a joke. Okay, we're broke, and you and Dad are snobs. We'll get by. He has other jobs. Like what? Well, he robs. He held up a bank with some thugs. He also sells drugs. Mom, don't scream. So he dropped out at 14. He isn't what you choose. He's divorced and has 3 kids and 5 small tattoos. He spent time behind bars, not as a waiter. Can we talk about it later? Mom, stay calm. You're hyperventilating. We're not getting married, only dating. It's all so newish. By the way, he isn't Jewish, and I know he'll be telling your friends I'm rebelling, dating this drug-dealing thief. But you're the one who always said, sweetheart, it's what's underneath. So why I'm confessing is I'd like your blessing before we begin. Mom, I love him. And that's a much nicer reception than my mother. I went away from September, just in time for the Jewish holidays, because I thought maybe I could meet a nice Jewish boy at temple in Prague, only to realize it was an Orthodox synagogue, so the women were all the way in the back. No chance at all of meeting a nice Jewish boy. And then it was April, and I called my mother from the back of a trattoria in Naples, and I said, Mama, I'm so tired. What should I do? And she said, Melissa, I will not tell you what to do. You must decide for yourself. But whatever you want to do, it's fine with me. And so I came home. And how would you believe that on the eve of my 27th birthday, I searched under every rock. I turned every key. But the microscopic second I stopped looking, love came to me. I didn't have to be in Barcelona to be swept off of my feet. I'm in love, love, and it's joy galore. I'm in love, love, and he's 6'4". I'm in love, love, for rich or poor, with the guy I never reckoned, who lived on 1st and 2nd and East 64th Street. For years we used the same dry cleaner and Chinese restaurant. Our birthdays were 2 days apart. I knew the night we met, he's the only guy I want, and he loves me with all his heart. So go to Trevi Fountains, Street. We were very, very, very happy for 5 years. We were almost so happy we were that annoying couple that everybody was like, oh God, not them again. And I took my happiness into my creativity and even wrote an off-Broadway musical called The Joys of Sex. But after we had a baby, our joys of sex waned. And sadly, the big point of differentiation was Vermont and our family. I loved my family and I loved Vermont. And he didn't love his family and didn't love Vermont. So for 10 years we stayed together and agreed to disagree as we raised our beautiful son. And I found great fulfillment in writing songs for children and getting my happiness through singing as the Pied Piper in Pink for thousands of New York children each year. But by the time my son turned 10, I was ready to move on. And so I had what I call my midlife renaissance. And I spent those years from 2013 to 2017 truly being in love without even having a boyfriend. How is this possible, you might ask? Ben, have you ever asked such a question?
All the time.
Listen, how can you be in love without a boyfriend? Simple. You simply spell in love with 2 N's. The city mouse left her spouse and house on the 20th floor to find her joie de vivre with her family. Back in Vermont once more. Now I'm in love. La 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 la. I'm in love. I'm in love. Life is magnifique because every other week I'm with my son and chic Soho neighbor. The gypsy says I'm a volcano, and he's Merlin, Auntie Mame, and Kramer, and I'm in love. La, 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 la. In love. I'm in love with freedom, without censure. My midlife renaissance adventure. My son, my dog, and my colorful kid, and life at the Wilburton Inn. Yes, I'm in love. La 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 la. I'm in love. I'm in love. Now, who here has ever done online dating?
Oh, young people.
Really, so few and far between. Well, has anybody here not heard of Tinder? Tinder? All right, so many of you might be an eHarmony sort of group. eHarmony is one side of the scale. Tinder is the other. Tinder requires the least amount of commitment. Tinder, you put up 5 pictures and your age if you're honest. And then if somebody's attracted to you, they will swipe to the right. And if they're not attracted to you, they will swipe to the left. And if you make a mistake, like I have done, or if you super like somebody, you swipe up, and a cascade of blue stars fills your iPhone, and you are now making a declaration of attraction and curiosity towards somebody that you would like to write to you. And that's how it works. So I realized on my 49th date that I've become Tinderella. And we embarked on our journey of romantic adventure. I wore white on my wedding night. I wasn't quite a virgin. I was prim, nouveau Victorian, when Mother Nature was urging. My life changed course after my divorce, and the change has been strange and amazing. I opened my eyes, spread my and now I'm truly brazen. Well, I'm Tinderella, the belle of the ball. I once was vanilla, now I'm not at all. Then say ciao Bella, and I heed the call. What could be sweller than meeting a fella? This Tinderella's the belle of the ball. I live in a renaissance, in middle age, delighted, alighted from my gilded cage. My life's like a story that leaps from the page. My bedroom is now center stage. Well, I'm Tinderella, the belle of the ball. I once was vanilla, now not at all. Then say ciao Bella, and I heed the call. What could be sweller than being a fella? 'Cause this Tinderella's the belle of the ball. For a decade I lived a charade. My marriage was totally dead. For my child I stayed, I never strayed. Though love was not made in our bed, it took 3 years to trust again, believe in pixie dust again. But now I feel I must again surrender to love and lust again. Shall we all sing together? Well, I'm Tinderella, the belle of the ball. I once was vanilla, now not at all. Then say ciao Bella, and I heed the call. Poor Cinderella, she had just one fella. This Tinderella's the belle of the ball. Yes, this Tinderella's the belle of the ball. Thank you. Thank you for singing along. I must have my notes. Now, Ben, where were we? So, my first adventure on Tinder was with a wannabe novelist who spoiled me for the rest of my dating career. He wrote such wonderful, long, juicy, hilarious emails that tickled me to no end, and I would share with my sister and my brother. Note to self, be very careful dating online, because anything you write, send, or text might be used against you. But his texts and emails were so delightful. He was from Greenwich Village and now is a singing social worker in Middlebury. I lived in Greenwich Village in Soho every other week during my divorce, because I had lived in Manhattan and now I've come home to be a Vermont innkeeper. So 1 week I'm in New York and 1 week I'm in Vermont. So this man seemed just perfect because he understood both of my worlds. But it took an entire month for us to actually cross paths. And on his dating profile, he said he was a songwriter, and he encouraged women to write to him because he said, who knows, we might fall in love and I might write a song for you. So I thought I would surprise him for our first meeting and write a song for him. And believe it or not, where did we meet and where did I serenade him? For such a non-traditional love story, could I meet him at Starbucks? Absolutely not. I met him at Shaw's in the produce aisle by the passion fruit. I never heard your voice, but you make me laugh out loud. I never saw your face, but you jumped right out from the crowd. Tinder, you lit my cinder. I went from limbo to limber, now I feel akimbo. And if I blow, that's our fate. Oh, Tinder, you lit my cinder. I went from limbo to limber. I feel kimbo if I blow. If I blow, watch out below. And if we bomb, there's Match.com. I learned one of the great lessons of online dating, that people don't always look like their photos. Naive, naive, naive. I sort of thought my dating career was finished once I met him at the produce aisle. But alas and alack, back to the swiping and typing on Tinder I went, where I saw a very intriguing man who only posted his back. That's a very definite no-no in the world of Tinder. Nobody posts their back who is truly looking for a meaningful long-term relationship. But he said his name was Francois, and he was 38 years old. I, at the time, was 47 years old. And I just lifted his sexy back up to see if there was a little bit more text under his name and age. And you know what happened? I super liked Francois. But Tinderella felt like an anthropologist, and I thought, why not? So where would you meet a man who only posts their back? Ben, we've never discussed this. Where do you think I met Francois?
I don't know.
Of course, if I met Darren at the produce aisle at Shaw's, I met Francois at Once Upon a Tart in Greenwich Village. And I checked him out, and he checked me out, and the next thing I knew, I was Edith Piaf. 1, 2, 3, alors. Qui est comme toi, mon François, dans tes bras, encore une fois. You put the ooh in ooh la la. Aujourd'hui j'ai du vie, et dans la nuit tu as changé ma vie. You put the ooh in ooh la la. Plus jeune, plus fort, dans un bikini noir. Tout m'a donné l'espoir. He said, I saw your face and chased you. Now I want to kiss you, touch and taste you. Ma première fois depuis mon mari, tes baisers, je dois te dire merci. You put the ooh in la la. Le rendez-vous sont entre nous. Tu as offert une autres, mais je m'en fous. You put the ooh in la la. Who here speaks French? Can you tell what naughty things Francois and I did in his bikini noir? Plus jeune, plus fort, dans un bikini noir. Tout m'a donné l'espoir. You said I saw your face and chased you. Now I want to kiss, touch, and taste you. Est-ce que c'est au revoir ou à bientôt? Tu seras toujours mon secret cadeau. You put the ooh in ooh la la. Mon petit chou, je t'ai vu et voilà. Honnêtez-nous et pourquoi pas François, je t'aime. Merci. I hadn't spoken French since senior year of boarding school. It all came to me. I told my French teacher. I actually sent her the lyrics and said, thank you so much. And she said, listen, my mind. And then she said, you misspelled Francois. That was embarrassing. So the funny juxtaposition of my Green Acres life was this 1 week in New York, 1 week in Vermont. And who here knows the song Never on a Sunday?
Oh, yeah.
My life was only on a Sunday, because when I was in New York City, I only wanted to be with my son. And the day he went back to his daddy was 6 o'clock on Sunday. So from 6 o'clock on Sunday till the wee hours of Sunday was my dating window. So I had to cram in all of my dates in just that short little time. But when I was in Vermont, it was such a pity because I had all the time in the world. The problem was who to date in Vermont. Fortunately, there was a certain man who I like to call Mr. Maple. Shall we then?
Shall.
Mr. Maple, I pine for you. I know it's sappy, but it's true. Because you look so good chopping firewood. So take me out back to your sugar shack. Mr. Maple, you spruced up for our date. I was cautious before, but now can't wait. Poof, you appeared with your beard and truck, and now this city girl wants to run amok. Mr. Maple, if I might be so brash, I'll go out on a limb and say, nice ash. Let's branch out and live to the leaves. I don't need your ring, we got rings on the trees. Odds are mine forever, maybe 42 but goody goody, Mr. Maple has a woody. We can have fun. Oh yeah. Mr. Maple, I know you dig me. I was stumped before barking up the wrong tree. But your vivid hues are a phenomenon. A tree fell in the forest thanks to Match.com. Bring me to a boil, we can let off some steam. Mr. Maple, make my maple sugar into maple cream. You are my Vermont dream, Mr. Maple. Make my maple sugar into maple cream. We will take an intermission now. I want everybody to get a stiff Please think about my part and see that I have never before spoken at the Wilburton Inn before the Cabaret. There will be a present of very skimpy panties for the person who comes up with the right word. Have a Mr. Maple at the bar, have a Tinderella, and we will see you in 10 minutes. Thank you for coming. Welcome to Act 2. Thank you. So I left you with a question, and I hope you did your homework while you were enjoying a stiff drink. What body part starts with the letter C that I have never uttered, let alone sung, at the Wilburton Inn before this cabaret began? And before you jump to answer, I will tell you there's a present from my friend Joy that couldn't be more fitting for the person who answers correctly. This is Lady Liberty on a very racy pair of scanty panties from Joy, my favorite lingerie shop in Manchester or the world. And on the front is Lady Liberty. And I do feel with my midlife renaissance, I'm a bit of Lady Liberty. So, who is going to take these home tonight?
Coccyx.
Josh. Now he's a doctor, so it's only fair. It is not coccyx. But what else could it be?
Clavicle.
Hey, did you stuff the ballot box over here? It's not clavicle, Josh.
Corpuscle.
Corpuscle, not corpuscle.
It is clitoris.
Claire, you are the winner. Congratulations. I couldn't think of a better person to enjoy
I
it.
was in the vagina complex. It was easy.
So we hit off the second act. This is a sing-along, boys and girls. Get ready for your part. A naked man is in my bed. My face might now blush red. But just as I reached for a condom, this is what he said. I really like to lick your clitoris, but I'm terrified of syphilis. So, though I feel desirous, I won't risk a virus. I do not accuse you of perfidia, but I'm frightened by chlamydia. You might have no idea and have gonorrhea, HPV, and herpes never fades. And God forbid you give me AIDS. So, just in case your past is checkered, I must see your medical record. Show me now your doctor's test, or I am getting dressed. I think we should do that together, folks. That's the sing-along. Ready? He said, really like to lick your clitoris, but I'm terrified of syphilis. So, though I feel desirous, I won't risk a virus. I do not accuse you of perfidia, but I'm frightened by chlamydia. You might have no idea and give me gonorrhea, HPV, and herpes never fades. And God forbid you give me AIDS. So, just in case our past is checkered, I must see your medical record. Show me now your doctor's test, or I am getting dressed. Very, very good. I think we should take it on the road to safe sex classes across America. I said, hey, I understand you're wary. STDs are very scary. Rest assured, I'm sure I know I'm pure as virgin snow. There's no chance of strain I carry. I've been faithful since I was married. I was tested with my ex before we had unprotected sex. I've been faithful for 20 years. Doesn't that allay your fears? He said, open up your ears. And what did he say, folks? He said, I really like to lick your clitoris, but I'm terrified of syphilis. So, though I feel desirous, I won't risk a virus. I do not accuse you of perfidia, but I'm frightened by chlamydia. You may have no idea and give me gonorrhea, HPV, and herpes never fades. And God forbid you give me AIDS, which is no or I am getting dressed. I said safe sex is my holy divinity. I waited 4 years to lose my post-divorce virginity, but this is absurd. Can't you take my word? He said, hey, don't get an attitude. I've asked this of each gal I screwed, and I never missed it once with 48 women in the past 6 months. It gets better. Because with all my lovers, I never once used rubbers. I jumped up and grabbed my nightie and thought, holy Aphrodite, this guy is so ridiculous. He's just way too promiscuous. I do not want him near my clitoris. He's the one who probably has syphilis. So, though I felt desirous, I won't risk a virus. I do not accuse him of perfidia, but I bet he's got chlamydia. I'm getting the idea. He has gonorrhea, HPV, and herpes never fades. And God forbid he gives me AIDS. And since I know his past is checkered, and he couldn't even show me his medical record, he flunked the boyfriend test. I got up and I got dressed. HPV is very scary. It's important that one checks. But stay away from jerks like him, and you'll have safer sex. Thank you! I think it's time for a Vermont song. They say you can smell a satisfied woman anywhere. I was in Temple for Hanukkah in New York City, and my phone started buzzing and buzzing and buzzing from a man I hadn't spoken to in 6 months, 3 states. Ooh. Then, my handyman was hunky and cute. I was his fan till Daddy gave him the boot. Shoot. 6 months after we fired him, I totally forgot till he wrote, and I quote, "You are freaking hot. I want to rip your shirt off. I want to grab your shirt off. I want to tear your shirt off. I want to yank your shirt off. I don't need a thesaurus. You know what I adore is to rip off your goddamn shirt." Duh! What a surprise. I never knew. He said, get wise. You hired me to screw. True. He said working for your daddy was the pits. I stayed, hoping I would get
Your tits.
no! Again. He's a lyricist. All right, one more time. Working for your daddy was the pits. I stayed, hoping I would get No! I stayed, hoping I would get laid. Internal rhyme.
Okay.
Cause you got the best tits. I wanna grab your shirt. We have choreography. I'm gonna yank your shirt on it. I'm gonna tear your shirt off. I don't need a thesaurus. You know what I adore is to rip off your goddamn shirt. I said a night with you joy, but no can't do. I can't date someone we employ. My reputation would be destroyed. He said I lack your fancy schools, but in a sack I aced power tools. Screw the rules. My hands are skilled, your beds I tilled. For you I killed. They were mice, but doesn't that suffice? All right, choreography, you ready? I'm gonna rip your shirt off. I'm gonna grab your shirt off. I'm gonna yank your shirt off. I'm gonna tear your shirt off. I don't need a thesaurus. You know what I adore is to rip off your goddamn shirt. I'm going to tie you up. Your ass is prime for slapping. I texted stop. It's never gonna happen. It's not that our gap is too wide. You could be farm boy to my princess bride. But though I like a man who is primal, my no is final. Don't rip my shirt off. Come on, guys. Don't tear my shirt off. Don't yank my shirt off. Don't rip my shirt off. I don't need. Oh, wait. Truly, I'm flattered, but my clothing will be tattered. And I like my goddamn shirt. Duh! Even at a Hanukkah concert? Never. No. Well, now we have a bit of a heartbreak song. You see, they're not all victories in the dating world. Indeed, the night before we went to Greece as a family, I had a date. And I really liked him. And there's a phenomenon called ghosting. Has anybody ever been ghosted? Ghosting seems to be new. If you don't like somebody, it's very nice to say, thank you, I enjoyed our coffee at Starbucks, but I don't think you're the future love of my life. But some rude people just sort of melt away, and you're left hanging, which is why I wrote this little song. You ready, Ben? I puzzled it out as we drove on a bus through ancient Greece. Oh, maybe you're in traction, or you had a bad reaction to our first date, which I thought went great. Or you're in a coma, which is why you do not phone up, unless it's clear. And sadly, I fear you don't feel a spark or think about me in the dark. You are a question mark. Was I just a lark that night in Washington Square Park? Where did we miss the mark? I don't wish you a disaster. I wish your heart beat faster, and I don't feel so perplexed. It's pretty monumental. I thought we had potential. I thought for sure you'd call or text, but you don't feel a spark or think about me in the dark. You are a question mark. Was I just a lark that night in Washington Square Park? Where did we miss the mark? You said I was special. That's what you said. You wore pink for me. I thought in time you could adore me. Please call so I know you're not dead. Would you believe I actually Googled obituaries in Westchester for Mark Cohen? Do you know how many Mark Cohens? Oh, maybe it's amnesia or a terrible brain seizure. Maybe you hit a deer driving home. Or maybe I upset you and maybe I misread you. But that's okay. Let's discuss it on the phone. But your silence is telling, or you call me and be felling. You were handsome, funny, and tall. I don't know what went asunder. I hope you're not 6 feet under. It's just too bad you don't call. I'm just sad. I might have liked you most of all. Well, I was a little sad for a moment. But in New York City, there are just countless and countless and countless other men to cheer me up. Ben, shall we?
Shall.
Oh, 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 I...
Come on.
Now, I know I don't look my age, but I always assumed I would date a man who was older than I was. Little did I know how popular I would be with the under 30 set. Oh, 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 I'm 48 and just had a date with a guy who's 24. He is half my age, but longs to engage with a woman who's mature. And there are dozens more who implore to fare l'amour with me. So do I have a tryst and cross it off my list of things to try while I'm free? 'Cause he's young and audience participation. I have no panties to give away. All right, everybody, 'cause he's young and oh, you are so smart. Now we have choreography for this number 2. Are you ready? Because he's young and well hung, and he wants me to be Mrs. Robinson. Because he's young and well hung, but am I Mrs. Robinson? Well, his flawless physique is like a Greek marble smooth. He is totally bare, without one hair down there, as his photos prove. But he's young and well hung, and he wants me to be
Mrs. Robinson.
He's young and well hung, but am I Mrs. Robinson?
Yeah.
1,000 scenarios he begs me to play, like a doctor or a sleepless child with a mom in lingerie. Cuckoo could choose, so what should I do? Well, it's incredible, totally edible, but it could be a blast. What a thrill! No little blue pill is required to make him laugh. 'Cause he's young and well hung, and he wants me to be Mrs. Robinson. He's young and well hung, but am I Mrs. Robinson? Should I be Mrs. Robinson? Well, I want to tell you something. The true love of my life is my best friend and neighbor, Egizio. Many of you know him because wherever he goes, he brings Italian style and gentility and elegance. And though we are not romantically involved, we are truly a couple deeply, deeply involved. I think of us as Barry Diller and Diane Wolfers. And I miss him. He's not here with me tonight, but I'd like to sing a song called Egizio that we could all sing, and I will share it with him on Facebook, which we love so much together. So how does one spell Egizio? E-G-I-Z-I-O. Say it with me. Egizio. Egizio. You ready? So this is a song my family wrote for his birthday. Oliver Bonnie, you want to come up and help me sing it? Come on, Oliver Bonnie, come on, let me sing. Come on, Oliver, come on, Bonnie.
Come on, Oliver.
Come on, everybody come on up. All right, so this is a song you can go to YouTube and see the Levis family band singing for Egizio. Come on, everybody, come next to me in band. My brother Oliver turned 40 yesterday. Bonnie, come on. Hallelujah. Dana, Bonnie. Come on. I think we sing this in sync.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, come on, Dana. Bonnie. All right, in honor of our Egyptian, you ready? Let me introduce my family. You know, we're a family in. This is Oliver, this is Max, and this is Dana. And my sister is taking my son to Mission Impossible tonight. Thank God. Thank God. We needed a good excuse for him not to be here. Okay, then. So ready? Props. Okay, you ready? See. When I moved downtown, I was unaware of the adventure waiting for me there. And the best of all, living on Spring Street was the incredible neighbor I'd meet. E is for elegant, it's for generous, it's for Italian, iconic, and individual. C is for zealous, and I is for I love him, and O is for original. Oh, 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 everybody. Oh, 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 Egizio. In 3 necklaces, he is always chic. I love to take him to New York to visit me each week. I buy him Trader Joe's, he styles all my clothes. We're the best of friends because we're both volcanoes, everybody. E is for elegant, it's for generous, it's for Italian, iconic, and individual. D is for zealous, and I is for I love him. O is for original. Oh, 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 everybody. Oh, 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 Egizio. He gave me his intro-act, that was just the start. He gave me and Monty a world of art and heart. He makes the world more beautiful with his joie de vivre. In Italian, French, Spanish, or Arabic, he means the world to me. Levis family and guests at the Wilburton Inn. E is for elegant, it's for generous, it's for Italian, iconic, and individual. Z is for zealous, and I is for I love him. O is for original. Oh, 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 everybody. Oh, 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 I want to hear you. Oh, 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 Egizio. Thank you. He's the one who said, Melissa, when it comes to love, age doesn't matter, religion and race and height don't matter. Oliver, I need my tambourine. So I consider this next adventure in my romantic life to be Egizio's gift to me. He's sort of like Auntie Mame and I was Agnes Gooch. And I took his advice out into the world. Hit it, man. This is a salsa number. Let's sing along. Ba 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 da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba. Say tango, salsa, cha cha, merengue. 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 Tango, salsa, cha cha. He swept me off. Called me corazon, he loved me all night long. He was so suave and strong and sweet. He called me corazon, he was the rhythm of my song. As we danced to the Latin, say tango, salsa, cha-cha, merengue. Tango, salsa, cha-cha, merengue. Tango, salsa, cha-cha, he said tango, salsa. The way he shakes his hips, the way he twirls and dips, the way he kisses my lips, as if to eat. Muy peligroso, que delicioso, que caliente. samba. You should see him samba. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. Que calor. Bésame mucho, con mucho gusto. Te quiero. Oh. Mi amor. Tango, salsa, cha-cha, merengue, tango. Tango, salsa, cha-cha, he said they all. I was swept off my feet. And now I'm back on my feet. It's such a remarkable thing. Now, many of you know Jetson, my absolute beloved true love dog. Many of you know my son Monty, my absolute true love son. And all of you know my father, Dr. Albert Levis, who really is responsible for this song cycle. Because my father believes that creativity is the essence of the unconscious need to turn conflict to resolution and chaos to order. And what is love but chaos? And what is creativity but a path for us all to find order? And so all of these songs have helped me. They have been like my life preserver, truly my flotation device in finding my sea legs of dating. And I am so deeply grateful to my father for giving me this coping mechanism. I think some people drink, and some people do drugs, and some people shop online late at night. But I write songs, and I'm so delighted to have such a healthy outlet for all of my tumult of feelings that comes with dating and putting yourself out over and over and over again. And so recently I've had a small setback in my love life. But Ben has been beside me the whole way, and my father has encouraged me, and so tonight, hot off the press, we would like to debut my latest song, which might be terribly politically incorrect, but we're going to do it nonetheless, shall we, Ben? It's called My Whole Enchilada. Uno, dos, tres, ay. You could have been my whole enchilada. Instead, I end up with nada, not a lot of love in my heart where it was born. I'm forlorn. You could have been my whole enchilada. Danced with me down the altar, but I said bye-bye to my pico de gallo this morn. It was a fiesta when we undressed, hotter than Cholula. But I feel bruised and confused. I think he used me for my moolah. Ay, what a foola. He could have been my whole enchilada. He was a fish out a water. He gave me a squeeze. I gave him the keys of my heart. He made me happy like a piñata, full of joy and sweetness he brought up, but what once had plenty is empty and ripped apart. He brought me sorrow, though we danced like Charro. I glimpsed El Dorado, but I sent him back and made him pack his heart as black as an avocado. That desperado, he could have been my whole enchilada. Instead, he's just a marauder. There's no denying he was mine, and we were close. I let him be the man of my dreams. He said, should I call you my princess or queen? It's not worth a hill of beans. So Dama knows, 'cause I'm not your sugar cane mama. So adios. Adventure. I wear Egizio's 24-karat ring, but I have no boyfriend. Yet I'm still in love with Claire, with Jim Lowe, with Matt and Josh and our creative friends at the mill, and the farmers and our guests and my father and my brothers and Bonnie and Dana. Beautiful Ben. and Susan Sturmer, and Jill, and on, and my Letitia, and Anthony, and we have so much fun every day at the Wilburton, every day. And so I am still in love with two N's, and one day, I hope, I will find true love. But I truly am grateful for this year of adventure. And now, Ben, shall we sing our grand finale? After a year, it's all a jumble. Did we meet on Match, Tinder, or Bumble? From blind date to speed date to J date, oy vey. I burnt out from 3 dates in one day. There was Sean on the lawn and comedian Sean. Darren 1, Darren 2, Marcello, Jim, and Stu. Little boy Sam and my handyman. It was a lot, though not many got hot, honestly. With my Latin lover, Israeli soldier, and Le Parisien, I felt like a one-woman UN. 5 Alans, 4 Davids, and Mark and a Trois. Rolf, Sanjay, Thaddeus, Ricardo, and Francois. Rolf, Sanjay, Thaddeus, Ricardo, and Francois. When it didn't work out with my date last summer, at the time I was crushed, and it felt like a bummer. But looking back now, I truly am glad for all the adventures I've had with Sean on the lawn and comedian Sean, Darren 1, Darren 2, Marcello, Jim, and Stu, little boy Sam, and my handyman. It was a lot, though not many got hot, truly. With my Latin lover, Israeli soldier, and Le Parisien, I felt like a one-woman UN. 5 Allens, 4 Davids, and Mark and Trois. Rolf, Sanjay, Thaddeus, Ricardo, and Francois. Rolf, Sanjay, Thaddeus, Ricardo, and Francois. It was rare if they climbed my stair, but before they could enter my home, they had to win the favor of a Jizio, my neighbor, and Jetson, my fierce chaperone. It was swiping and typing in an endless carousel. Next came a text, if he seemed swell, then a walk or a drink at a downtown hotel. Very few cast me in their spell. Was I too picky? Finding love is tricky, and a quickie is not what I want. I seek a man to love all I am and move to Vermont. From the investor to the inventor to my ballroom dancer, not one man has yet been the answer, but they've all been a part of my brand new start. And I'm grateful they inspired my heart. Thank you, Sean on the lawn and comedian Sean, Darren 1, Darren 2, Marcello, Jim, and Stu, little boy Sam, and my handyman. It was a lot, though not many got hot. I promised that. With my Latin lover, Israeli soldier, and Le Parisien, I felt at times like a one-woman UN. 5 Allen, 4 Davids, and Mark and Trois. Rolf, Sanjay, Thaddeus, Ricardo, and Francois. Rolf, Sanjay, Thaddeus, Wayne, Adam, Anthony, fidgets you. Ricardo and Francois, Rolf, Sanjay, Thaddeus. I am the gladdiest to have met Sanjay and Thaddeus, Ricardo and Francois. Ben Harris.
Oh no.
Ben Harris, I don't mean to embarrass you, but I want to say merci beaucoup. You have played a part in turning my pain into art. So from the bottom of my heart, a big thank you. Because as the innkeeper's daughter, you know, what is an inn? An inn is the oldest profession, second only to the oldest profession, right? Like Mary went to the inn, there was no room at the inn. Tonight, the Wilburton is sold out, there's no room at the Wilburton. But an inn is a place of hospitality and warmth, and we are not the Hampton Inn. We are not a Hyatt, we are a family. And we love this inn because of everything it represents in terms of our mother's legacy and our father's legacy and the fun that we have together with Oliver making the bread and Maxie figuring out all of the internet mishigas, my sister writing the murder mystery and me singing to you. And I thank you so very much for coming tonight and being such good friends and for being a part of this beautiful, beautiful town in Manchester, Vermont that we are so proud and honored to be a part of. So let's sing one of my favorite songs, Those Were the Days. And let's change it to These Are the Days. Because every day really is a celebration. I think the only protection we have against loss and sorrow from love or life is to enjoy every day. And I enjoy every day with you. So thank you so much. Once upon a time there was a tavern where we used to raise a glass or two. Remember how we'd laugh away the hour and dream of all the great things we would do. Then the busy years went rushing by us. We lost our starry notions on the way. If by chance I'd see you in the tavern, we'd smile at one another and we'd say, those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. We live the life we choose, we fight and never lose. For we were young and sure to have our way. La 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 la. insieme!